Good morning, Suzanne Lambert here, author of the Ragdoll Orphanage series. Well, it's a snowy Newcastle this morning. It's just begun to snow, which makes it feel very festive indeed. It never quite feels like Christmas for me unless I see a few flakes of snow. When I woke up this morning, the first thing I saw on Facebook was a picture of my daughter when she was about 1 year old. And it brought the memories flooding back because I have so many wonderful, precious memories of her growing up. Every one of them stored away into what I call my precious memory box. As we begin the approach to New Year, I'm aware that for many people, this time of year is very difficult. And I too, in my lifetime, I'm 62 years old now, have had those days when times are difficult, tough, I'm stressed, tired, feeling a bit low even. And those are the times I dig into my precious memory box. Precious memory therapy, I call it, and it's really rather wonderful. And I sit there and I close my eyes and I remember all those times, the times full of joy that made my heart sing. And I think about them and I relive them. And it's a really rather wonderful thing to do. So what I want to say today is, never give up the chance to create a precious memory, because too often we become too busy in our lives, and it's very easy to get busy and forget the real meaning of life. And it should be joyful. And when it's not, if you're good and you've remembered what I'm saying now, you'll have those precious memories to fall back on hard times. I remember one day a few years ago when I was coming home from work. I was tired, stressed, anxious, all those things, and all I could think about was all the things I had to do when I got home. And there were some women in front of me and they too were chatting about what they were going to do that night. Well, said one, been invited to a friend's, but I've got better things to do tonight. I've got the house to go right through. Second one says, oh, I know I'm the same. My daughter thinks I can drop everything to have the kids, but I've got over the whole house and I've got a sink full of dishes. And the third one said, oh, I need to flash bleach my sink. I thought, I bet her life's a good laugh. Anyway, I thought, well, I'm no better because I've got to go home and I've got to do the same. So I got home, went in, dumped my bags, over to the sink, flash, bleach, rag. And I thought, what am I doing? My daughter has invited me to her house. What will happen if this doesn't get done? Nothing, because it can be done another time. So, I picked my phone up and I rang her up and I said, I'm on my way up, love. Fabulous, ma'am, she said, I'll put the kettle on. So I went up, I went in, the children threw themselves at me and I thought, oh, this is lovely. We went into the kitchen to have a cup of tea. And then Gemma said, was that the front door, ma'am? It was her husband. He was travelling home and she wasn't expecting him till about 10 o'clock at night. And he'd come home early to surprise her. Well, she was over the moon. She had jumped up at him, the kids ran in, and it was lovely to see. So I thought, I'll just pop out and let them have a couple of minutes to themselves. So I went out into the hallway, which was dark because there was no light on, and John had come in and he'd been away a few days, so he had a great big sports bag. So me, being the clumsy klutz that I am, popped out, as I said, hurried into the passageway, tripped over the bag, bounced off just about every wall I was, stuttered my head, grabbed the baby gate, took that with us, ripped it off the wall. Well, the commotion that came running through. Well, I was a bit stunned, I have to say. And on the way out, I forgot to tell you, on the way out the kitchen, I'd grabbed a bit of chicken, which I was still eating. Gemma came rushing through, John came rushing through, the kids came rushing through, and I'm lying there with the baby gate on top of us, looking through it like I was looking through bars, and then I heard Gemma scream, oh my God, get an ambulance, me mum's foaming at the mouth. Well, I started to laugh. I couldn't tell her I wasn't foaming at the mouth, I was still eating the chicken. Well, when the laughter died down and I was prized from the baby gate, which was now completely broken because I'd ripped it off the wall, taken it with us. John went, "My God, you've been here 2 minutes and look at the state of you." So he helped us up, we went and sat down, and then we started to laugh. Oh my word, we laughed for hours at Gemma thinking I was lying there foaming at the mouth, and it's a story she told over and over again, and we never stopped laughing. And that night when we're having our cup of tea and we're watching the television, it would still keep bursting out laughing. That was a very precious memory for my memory box that I might have missed, and it's one that never fails to make me laugh. It was so funny. So when we're talking about precious memories, we're talking about something that we can hold on to all of our lives. We can have thousands of precious memories, and believe me, they've helped me so much, and they can help you. So when I came home that night, I wrote a poem, and I'd like to share it with you now. I hope you like it. It's called "Life's Too Short to Clean the Sink." The telephone is ringing. It's family, it is, wanting to come unannounced, in me, and such it is. The window's not yet opened. Dear God, what will I do? The room's not cleaned since yesterday. The house no good blow through. What will they think of specks of dust? I really must say no. Please wait until another day. There's still the grass to mow. My leotard I must adorn. I'm such a good gymnastic. Flat out on the bathroom floor, I really am fantastic. There bent double on the floor, the toilet I must tend, and squirt my Mr. Muscle every inch of my U-bend. The kitchen isn't spotless, dear heaven, that pan lid. A spot of dust I missed there, oh sweet Jesus, God forbid. I've scrubbed and cleaned all day now, the wall clock points at 3. It's time to sit and chill at last, with endless cups of tea. It's over there I spot them, on walls and cupboard doors, even on the carpets and on the polished floors. Little sticky finger marks all around the walls, yoghurt marks and ice cream dabs, toys and bikes and balls. There's a handprint on the mirror, the towels are on the floor, the newly washed bed linen now hanging from the door. Each mark a little memory, to be treasured from today. I've smiled and laughed and giggled as I sat and watched them play. Their love just takes my breath away, gentle, pure and sweet. This is what it's all about, not houses nice and neat. My grandsons come to see me, their arms are open wide. They know, you see, I love them as they run up to my side. So treasure every moment. Leave the dishes, play a while. Throw caution to the wind and leave the ironing in a pile. Just grab your life and live it. Take excitement to the brink. Have fun, and please remember, life's too short to clean the sink. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy new year. And I hope next year you will have lots of new precious memories. God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.